Y'all. Okay, this is week 2 of The Artist's Way. This chapter was on creating a sense of identity. And I'm not trying to have you guys here too long. I'm not trying to have you guys here too long. Okay, so just jumping right in. Week 2, recovering a sense of identity. This week addresses self-definition as a major component of creative recovery. You may find yourself drawing new boundaries and staking out new territories as your personal needs, desires, and interests announce themselves. The essays and tools are aimed at moving you into your personal identity, a self-defined you. When I did this chapter, I won't lie, I am taking in the information quite well, but I think that I struggle with getting the tasks done. So we're going to talk about some of the things that they go through in this chapter, as well as the tasks that I was assigned and how it affected me and such, because this is my artistic journey to creative recovery, okay? They talked about going sane, seeing that there's a recognizable ebb and flow to the process of recovering our creative selves. Right? As we gain strength, so will some of the attacks of self-doubt. This definitely happened. I will say this week was frustrating because I didn't get to just focus on recovering. Okay? There was a lot of bullshit, happening around me, a lot of bullshit and a lot of internal work, a lot of shadow work that needed to be done, a lot of isolation that needed to be had, a lot of self-discovery that was happening as well. You get what I'm saying? Well, maybe the chapter did work. Creating a sense of identity. I definitely know a little bit more of who the fuck I am now, for sure. And I'm definitely more confident in that. And being more honest in who I am makes me like myself better. But also, as I challenged myself, as I put myself to the challenge, I was challenged. Bitches were challenging me, okay? Things were being challenged everywhere, but not in the usual places. I was very uncomfortable this week, okay? Very uncomfortable, but I am more honest now. I am a person that has learned a lesson that now benefits myself. Definitely a lesson in communication, definitely a lesson in what kind of triggering I do, whether I fight, flight, freeze, or fawn when it comes to certain things. I am a fawner. That is what I have discovered, and I fucking hate it. And we're switching that around. I'd rather be a fighter. I know a lot of them have different, none of them are better than the other compared to what it could be, whatever. I fawn and bitch. Ill. When I look back at my actions over the past week, girl, I wish I could tell you. Ooh, I mean, I can. This is for me. Maybe I'll just turn the comments off. But Lord, there's somebody watching. I have a crazy ex, and I know that they're watching all my shit. Fuck them, honestly. But yeah. Okay. We talked about poisonous playmates. Julia came in this bitch hitting, okay? She was talking about people that ruin your ability to follow through on your goals, okay? These are people that we use to help us block ourselves, and we use them as almost like a crutch, like a reason for why we block ourselves. They are toxic people, poisonous playmates. They are toxic people, but we are using them in order to procrastinate on the things that we need to do. And those people, we can get lost in it. You don't know when to turn it off. But there's really cool signs that you can see. And she got very specific, and I was able to identify those things. This is my second time doing The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. So the first time that I stumbled upon chapter 2, Poisonous Playmates, oh my God, it was oh, you're a poisonous playmate. You're a poisonous playmate. You're a poisonous playmate. Me? It was one of those. And man, I had to get rid of so many people, and man, it just like opened the door for me. And once I did, things started moving. But now I think they're a little bit more sneaky because I'm in a much healthier environment, yet I'm still not going as fast as I want to go. So I have to find out where those poisonous playmates are. And a lot of it is internal work. I can't really blame my outer area these days. So yeah, it's at least in this situation, it's not in the house. Last time it was literally niggas in the house that was the poisonous playmate, which made it really hard to have a sanctuary, a space where you can create. Now I'm realizing that your girl is being watched. I'm realizing that I'm not bigger than the program, but people think I am. And because of that, I think they are intimidated. And because of that, they want to infiltrate. And because of that, they'll take any opportunity. And I realize that. And I've been seeing it in people's actions. And those are poisonous playmates. And I did not expect it to happen. I didn't see it coming at first because I don't know these people. What motivation do you have, right? Like, no one thinks like you, girl. We got to get over that. Anyways, let's move on. I was getting a payoff for using my playmates, but now there is no fucking payoff, and I was just doing it out of fucking habit. Crazy makers. Fuck. I know crazy makers. Jeez. Not really too many crazy makers in my life right now, thank God. I am the crazy maker in my own life, as in I have so much trauma that I think that there's a crazy maker around the corner even when it's peaceful, and I'll self-sabotage or run away from things thinking it's unsafe even when it's completely safe, and it'll delay me off my path. So that's what I've been going through right now. Very often a creative, hold on one second, it's my man. And we're back. We're back. So we were talking about attention. We were talking about how rather than working or living on our dreams now, we spin our wheels and we indulge in like the planning of it, and it procrastinates us or it delays our manifestation. She says one of the great misconceptions about the artistic life is that it entails great swaths of aimlessness. The truth is that a creative life involves great swaths of attention. Attention is the way to connect and survive. Then she tells a story, I think, about like of her grandma or somebody like that in her family who used to write all these notes, like handwritten snail mail type of notes that like pay attention to like the flora and fauna of her garden that she tended to every day, and it like put her in a present place, and it was such a creative space and something that she benefited from. Yes. Then there is the rules of the road. I love this. In order to be an artist, I must 1, show up at the page, use the page to rest, dream, and to try. Number 2, fill the well by caring for my artist. This is talking about your artist dates. The first one was talking about your morning pages. 3, set small, gentle goals and meet them. 4, pray for guidance, courage, and humility. 5, remember that it is far harder and more painful to be a blocked artist than it is to do the work. I made a video about that because that shit kind of like hit me. Be alert, number 6, always for the presence of the great creator leading and helping my artist. Number 7, choose companions who encourage me to do the work, not just talk about doing the work or why I'm doing the work. Number 7 is a good one. I'm with a person at this point where he definitely indulges in me talking about the situation, but he is not really like, let's talk about it. He'll probably say an idea once, and before you know it, the idea is coming to fruition. And because of that, I am also moving in the same route. He has just left the house, and the minute that he left the house, I'm like, I'm going to use as much as I can to get all this shit done. And it's not because I can't work with him around. That's the difference between him and my ex. It's because he kind of taught me how to love myself. The way that he loves himself was kind of like how I learned how to love myself. And now I really enjoy my solitude. It's really cool. And the reason why I enjoy my solitude is because now it's a space where I can really create and I can see like where my interests are genuinely. And I know that that's what the artist dates are for. So I feel like the little things that I've been considering artist dates, for me, artist dates are supposed to be like this big grand thing, which is why it was so hard to do. But now I'm realizing that my artist dates can be just stuff that I want to do alone. Somebody else, it's supposed to be alone, like somebody else is not supposed to be there, but I honestly can just do stuff by myself, even if other people are in the area, and I can still consider that to be my artist date. I don't know if Julia mean it like that, but that's how I mean it, and I feel like I'm getting shit done like that. We're going to talk about what I did as my artist date. I did my artist date yesterday. Okay. Number 8, remember that the great creator loves creativity. Number 9, remember that it is my job to do the work, not judge the work. Amen. Amen. Okay. Number 10, place this sign in my workplace. Great creator, I will take care of the quantity. You take care of the quality. I like that so much. All right, we're at the tasks now. I was supposed to do affirmative reading every day, morning and night. Get quiet, focus, and read the basic principles to yourself. See page 3. Be alert for any attitudinal shifts. Can you see yourself setting aside any skepticism yet? I won't lie, I didn't do that. I have no excuse. I didn't do that. Okay. Number 2, where does your time go? List 5 major activities this week. How much time did you give each one? Which were what you wanted to do and which were things that you should do, and how much of your time is spent helping others and ignoring your own desires? Have any of your blocked friends triggered doubts in you? Your bitch was triggered this fucking week for sure, but not by my friends. By just random fucking women. Randoms, like genuinely randoms. All right, so here was the tasks. Studio session, how much time was spent? This week I spent 2 days on it. Like collectively 2 days. Wanted or should do's? That is both for me. Artist date. How much time was spent? I spent 2 hours at the artist date. Wanted or should do's? To me, that's also both. To me, it's a want. Artist date is a want to me, but it's definitely a should, I think. So it's a little bit of both. Number 3, content creation / promotion of my work. Want or shoulds? That is a should. How much time did I spend on that? I spent about 2 days on that as well. Yes. Video editing. Want or should? Should. How much time have I spent on that? Oh my God, like 6 to 8 hours on that shit. Oh my God. When I am triggered, it takes up my mind so much, which is why it took me just like a couple of days to come back and actually shoot the week 2 video, because y'all, I don't want these videos to be about anyone else. I do not want to walk into this space thinking about anybody else. And I know that that probably is very counterintuitive, and maybe I should just come from it from an honest space or whatever the fuck, but I don't want to come in here thinking about what this bitch said, what that bitch said, what this person thinks of me, what that person thinks of me, how I could present myself to be a blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I was so triggered. I can literally feel my chest tightening up. I was so triggered by people to the point where I literally was like, I don't want to fucking talk to anybody. There's like people texting me and shit, like people that I don't even fucking like texting me, and I'm just like leaving them on red because I'm just like, bitch, I don't even want to think about you, let alone be trying to have small talk. Especially after all the fucking fawning I did when I was fucking triggered and hurt by people this week. To be very honest, you know what I'm saying? But it did lead to clear communication. That's what it did lead to, clear communication and understanding. And it did lead to having a very joyful life right afterwards. Yeah, honesty is the key. Then it said, take a sheet of paper, draw a circle, place topics that I need to protect, place the names of you that you find to be supportive. Outside the circle, place names of those you must self protect from, you know? Place a safety map near where you write your morning pages. Use this map to support your autonomy. Add names to the inner and outer spheres as appropriate. Oh, Derek is somebody I shouldn't be talking to about this right now. That helped me a lot. List of topics I need to protect: my music, my studio, my business, my weight, my health, fitness, medication I may be taking, and my relationship with my hair. Those are topics I need to protect. List people that I need to protect from. I listed my ex, certain family members, and like internet haters now that I'm like growing more on social media, especially on Instagram and stuff. Then I listed the supportive people, my man, my mom, my fans, my friend Shantice, and my assistant Steven. Those are people that support. Number 3 was to list 20 things that I enjoy doing: rock climbing, roller skating, baking pies, such and such. Here's the 20 things that I enjoy doing: singing, recording in the studio, swimming, going for a run, making love, traveling to a new country, shopping, in-person shopping, vlogging. I love vlogging. Sports like soccer or volleyball, something that gets your feet like pitter-pattering and running, and where you are running and you take fucking 10,000 steps and you didn't even realize that you took 10,000 steps. Stuff that make you look like those Brazilians that are like kicking the ball up and damn near doing flips in the air and shit. I'm a very athletic person, and I'm an athletic person like that. Stuff like that. I love. Get me running. Okay? Sports like that. Tennis is getting me there right now. Modeling. I love to model, especially runway. Performing music to a large crowd. I also like performing in intimate spaces, but I like intimate spaces where like people semi-know me. They don't really know me that well, but so I like large spaces because people usually don't know me. I love spell work, also known to people as witchcraft. I just like to get my hands dirty in a spiritual way. That's how I like to say it. If I have a goal and it means that I need to make a bath or go to this place or see a crossroads or talk to who or make a offering to such and such, a blah, 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 and get this chicken, and get this goat, and get the, and get the, I love it. Genuinely. I love it. I love throwing events, creating events. I love finishing projects on time. I love discovering cool people and like creations that they made. I love taking pictures and videos. I love glass blowing. I love painting large paintings that are highly detailed and highly conceptual. I'm not really an abstract girly. It's rare when you can get an abstract out of me. I don't really like abstract. And then I heard that abstract art was pushed by the CIA. Anyways, I love sculpture as well. Also getting your hands dirty. Stuff like glass blowing, stuff like wood shop, stuff like ceramics, even things like polymer clay. I love being adored. I love being worshipped. I will not explain any further. From the 20 things that we have just listed, write down 2 favorite things that you've avoided that could be in this week's goals, right? I chose swimming and shopping, or taking pictures if I can't go shopping. Luckily, I was able to do, I did number 3 and I did end up taking pictures. So swimming and taking pictures. I didn't go shopping. Which affirmations in week 1 caused the most reaction? The one most ridiculous might be the most significant. Write 3 chosen affirmations 5 times a day in the morning pages. I did do this. Now, this is the affirmations. 1, I confidently sing, rap, run, belt, and scream in my music without shrinking to fit expectations. I wrote this down because I feel like when I get in the studio, everyone expects me to be the little Disney princess in the studio and make the R&B music and za, where I feel like I want to scream like Meg Myers and like Lacey Stern. And I want to belt like Jasmine fucking Sullivan. I want to rap like Doechii or Rico Nasty or some shit like that. I want to talk my shit. I want to say the most inappropriate shit I could possibly say. I want to call people all types of shit. I want to say the worst fucking shit you could possibly say. Well, for me. But I want to make music like everything. But every time I get into the studio these days, I'd be like, I'm just happy to even be in there, honestly. I'll probably go in the studio after this. I'm so tired. I want to take a nap. That's the first affirmation. The second one is I follow through on all my ideas like a true artist. Yeah? Yes. And number 3, I deserve this grand destiny more than anybody. It is true. Number 6, return to the list of imaginary lives from last week. Add 5 more lives. Again, check to see if you could be doing bits and pieces of these lives in the one that you are living now. Okay, if you guys were in week 1, we did a list. We did a list of alternate lives that I would live. You know, I think I did things like Uncharted, a discoverer on some Indiana Jones and her homies type of thing. There's so many things like supermodel, all the stuff. I added so much to the list. Here's 5 more, okay? A gymnast, like a Simone Biles, a gymnast. An instrumentalist, somebody kind of like J.D. Beck, I think that's his name. A fucking instrumentalist, somebody who plays fucking instruments. I would still sing, but I want to be able to rip on whatever instrument, you know? The next one, which is kind of attached to that in my brain, is be a polyglot. Somebody who knows 5 or more languages. And if I could choose those languages, it would be Korean, French, Yoruba, American Sign Language, and Portuguese. I also said an MMA fighter. I wanted to be Ronda Rousey so bad. I watched it live when she broke Miesha Tate's arm, and it was like the most invigorating thing I ever seen in my life when I was younger. My family had to come into my house and do an intervention, be like, listen, you're a model. You do pageants, you do all types of stuff. We cannot break your face. We literally can't, it just does not work together. And I was like, damn. I love modeling, so I guess I'll put it away. And I literally stopped. I did end up doing capoeira. So that's the closest I got to it. But yeah. And then lastly, I would be a famous oracle. I would be a famous oracle or seer. Somebody who's super, 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 super known for being just a spiritual. I would do the country's readings. You would call me to do Nigeria's yearly readings. Nigeria has a yearly, they practice Isheshe, Ifa. They do yearly readings for the entire country. Call me to do that. I want to be the one to do that. Yeah. Number 7, life pie. Draw a circle, divide it into 6 pieces of pie. Label 1 spirituality, exercise, play, work, friends, and romance, adventure. Place a dot in each slice to the degree in which you are fulfilled in each area. Outer rim indicates great, inner circle, not so great. Connect the dots. This will show you where you are lopsided. I did it. My shit looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm giving you my business. Where I was lopsided was my play was super low. My friends and romance was super low. My work was high. My spirituality was extra, extra, extra high. My exercise was somewhere in the middle because I haven't been going to the gym 6 days a week like I usually do. Sorry, y'all. My phone died. I mean, not my phone. My camera fucking died. Adventure and exercise was in the center because I had been going out to places recently. I've been doing stuff like Everyday People, Black on a Block, all this stuff. There's just a bunch of LA events that was happening this weekend that I ended up going to all of those fucking events. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. It was fun, but it was a lot. But they weren't necessarily events that I wanted to go to. Do you get what I mean? I wanted to go, but those aren't the places I want. I always want to travel, nigga. I always want to go out the country or some shit. I never want to go to the club or go to a place where women are comparing themselves and all this stuff. I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to be worried about None of that shit. Anyways, so that's why I put adventure in the center, because it was kind of like, we're going out more than usual. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? And then there was a lot of, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I drink and smoked on that situation. So it was like, and then it was hard to recover from that, because I was just like, I never do this, and this doesn't make me feel good. So yeah. Then work and spirituality, outer rim, super high. I'm always working, and I'm always in conversation with God, and that's never gonna fucking change. And that's okay. Maybe the work will go down when we get to a place of like peace and satisfaction. Yes. And then play and friends and romance is low. So what I meant by that was, I need to do more artist dates, need to do more things that like I enjoy purely off of my brain, that nobody else introduced this idea into me. For instance, Everyday People was an idea introduced by my partner. That's completely fine. I had a fantastic time with him, but I would like to do things that I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go here. I want to go to this place and do this, and I want to go to this place and do that. And I think that that's my version of play. Yeah. Then I say friends and romance. I was so triggered this week by people that I didn't want to be talked to. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I did not want to be touched. I didn't want to, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I still participated in the ways that I needed to participate, but I was not satisfied in a lot of places like that. And so I kind of like isolated. Next. 8. 10 tiny changes. List 10 changes you'd like to make for yourself, from the significant to the small, or vice versa. I listed it. 1, I would like to control my appetite / eating disorder. 2, I would like to understand Pro Tools and feel confident in using it. I'm getting there. Number 3, I would like to create beautiful, life-changing albums. 4, I would like to be financially free, stable, and independent. 5, I would like to be a respected singer and never get jealous of any other singers. Sometimes I get jealous, y'all. I do. 6, I would like to be able to seduce my partner more, please him more. I do. I ended up, I talked to him about it, because I had like I have like body dysmorphia, and sometimes I'm, you know what I'm saying? There's no problem. I'm crazy. He loves me, very attracted to me, and he lets that be known. I'm just crazy. I'm just crazy. Okay, I would like to get rid of any clutter that's in this house, in any house that I live in. And I've been doing it. I've been organizing and getting rid of clutter and all the shit, and it's been great. I would like to create my own music videos. Yes, once this album is done, I just want to make music videos to them. I think I would look so cool in a music video. My own. I've never had a music video. I want hella music videos. Okay. I would like to have a successful business and brand. To certain people, I do have a successful business and brand. Not to me, though. Not to my own standards. Yeah? And I would like a new hairstyle. This is a new hairstyle. I wrote this at the beginning of the week, y'all. I did do half of the shit on here. So, yeah. I want a different hairstyle, though. I want braids. Now select one small item and make it a goal for this week. I chose number 3 again, create beautiful albums. I am in the making of that. And then number 10, now do it. Fuck. I did do it. I didn't finish the album, but you know what I mean. Okay. Anyways, that's the tasks. Now we're going to do our check-ins. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Last week, which was the first week, I did 5 out of 7. It's 7 days in a week. I did 5, right? This week I did 5. I know I said I'd do 7 this week. I didn't. I did 5. Okay, same shit that was happening last week. Sometimes you have a work day that ends up being like till 4 a.m. in the fucking morning, and then since you're a morning bird, you wake up at 8 a.m. in the fucking morning, and then you make yourself busy. Get out the house, whatever the fuck. And for me, morning pages take at least 2 hours. 2 hours of uninterrupted time. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't have it. And then again, I was so triggered and dealing with so much stuff. You know what I did in my morning pages one time? I literally I was so tired, and my mind was moving so much faster than my pen that I just went into ChatGPT and I just like blah, 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 word vomited on ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to do a synopsis. Read through the synopsis, made sure it was accurate, and then wrote that as my artist way. As my morning pages. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but I did not want to make an excuse of being so overwhelmed by my own thoughts that I didn't do my morning pages. So I had to turn it into something that was more so memorization or regurgitation rather than like active craftsmanship thinking as it goes along. And it was easier for me to just speak it and exercise this muscle than it is for me to exercise this muscle when this one is going way faster than this one. So that I did what I had to do I felt like it was a creative way. I might just do it again. Anyways, and also sometimes when you throw some stuff into ChatGPT, it has like wording or like references of situations or whatever the fuck it knows from the knowledge base of Google and the world of the interweb that you will say something into ChatGPT, ask for a synopsis, and it'll give you the name of things. So now we have names for the things that we're feeling. Now we can dive more into it. That's how I found out that I was a fawner. That's how I found out that my trigger response is not fight, flight, or freeze. It's fucking fawn, and I'm disgusted. I found that out this week. I did. Oh God, yeah, I found that out through the fucking morning pages. The morning pages are helping me understand what the fuck my identity is. It's working. Yeah. I felt stupid. I felt confused. I felt betrayed. I felt like I was a self-sabotager. I felt like I'm super anxiously attached. I felt like I did heal more than usual. I feel like I handled situations way better than last year or the year before or the year before that or the year before that. Way better. But I still am like not satisfied in a way. Like I would love to just have a calm nervous system or a system to help me calm that nervous system down. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Something that's I just don't want my emotions to ever be dependent on anybody else ever. And I'm halfway there. How do they feel? I'm not supposed to look back at them, but I'm just trying to look at my handwriting to see if I can see my emotion in my handwriting. I was frustrated. I was defensive. I was confused. I was mad. I was angry this week. I was angry this week. I can tell by my handwriting. I felt stupid. And I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And I felt like I was self-sabotaging in a lot of the relationships that I built around me because I don't trust anyone. 2019 to 2025 was a time where I was being betrayed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I kept the faith and I tried to stay optimistic. And when people did things wrong to me, I fawned. I tried to make them comfortable so that I can try to make myself comfortable, because every time I got upset, it was like twisted. Anytime I was done wrong, it was always twisted. And it was like, how dare you be upset with me? I'm upset with you now for even daring to be upset with me. And then I'll be like, okay, let me clean the house and service your business and take you places and spend the money on you and do whatever the fuck I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Be the sexiest person I could possibly be the prettiest, and all the things. And have the nicest, softest voice. And never bother or whatever the fuck, so that I can make sure that you're comfortable, so that I can even just like walk around my house or walk around my job or walk around my friends and events without feeling like someone is out to fucking get me. And I am starting to get to the point where I am now okay with other people being uncomfortable. I am like getting to that point now where I'm like seeing my own actions and I'm realizing, girl, if somebody does you wrong, it is 100% okay to make those people feel uncomfortable. It is okay to call those people out and make them feel uncomfortable for what the fuck they did. There should never be a reason why somebody feels comfortable enough to do something fucked up to me. Ever. Why am I giving people space to like be more comfortable around me after they've just fucking broke my heart or whatever the fuck? The fuck? Like what? Oh my God. We're grown. We need to change these things. We're discovering the things that we're changing. We're talking to the stuff. I'm talking to my sister. I'm talking to my mom. They're like, there's no reason why this should be happening. You should be able to talk to your family, your friends, your partner, even strangers about what you like and what you don't fucking like. And if somebody fucks you over, you can say, yo, you fucked me over and I don't fucking like that and I don't respect that shit. It's okay if they don't like you after. I don't get nothing from these bitches. Like, I really don't. I don't know why the fuck I'm trying to make people comfortable. Oh, God, it's such a thing. Anyways. What were you surprised to find yourself writing about? I was surprised to find out that I was a fawner. Did I do my artist date this week? Yes, I did. I did my artist date this week. My artist dates are something that is really hard. I'm keep rubbing my nose, y'all. I'm sorry. My artist dates are something that I knew would be the hardest thing for me to do within this entire process of the artist way. Getting myself to not feel guilty about achieving my dreams after being in a relationship where doing anything for myself was seen as a fucking crime for almost 7 fucking years. I am working through this. I have finally freed myself, but I have to now realize that I'm no longer in that space. And Bewley, her subconscious has not realized that she is in that space. I have to do the reps. I have to build more competence for me to be able to do these things. I am working on it. That's why we're doing the exercises in the books, and it is getting better with time. That is why Bewley is able to tell you that she was able to do an artist date. We are taking slow, actionable steps. Did I go out and do something crazy like go to a museum or whatever the fuck, or buy a bunch of shit, or no, whatever the fuck? No, I did 2 artist dates. I walked for 20 minutes because the last week they told me to walk for 20 minutes and I didn't do it. So I walked for 20 minutes to go to Walgreens, and I took a couple dollars and went to Walgreens and decided to get something nice for myself. I bought myself perfume, okay? Because I love to smell nice. Hold on. My cat, do you need to poop or something? Are you locked out? No, shut up. Literally, nothing's wrong. Okay. I love to smell nice. My Tom Ford perfume is done, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere. So I decided to go to Walgreens and get a bunch of like body sprays and all that stuff so I can experiment with smells. One thing, if you don't know about me, is that I love the smell of like cotton, linen, things that fucking smell like Gain laundry detergent. You get me a perfume that smells like fucking cotton. I love that. But then there's a Tom Ford perfume called like Eau de Blanc, and it's like a white, almost like a clear bottle with a gold thing. Not the white bottle, the clear bottle with the gold, whatever the fuck. That is like my favorite smell in the fucking world, and I ran out of that shit. So I decided to go and like experiment with some smells, and that was one of my artist dates. The second artist date I did the other day, and I don't know why this one makes me feel so good. I did not go out or do anything like that. I fucking decided to watch my favorite movie in the world. That's it. Alone. I decided to sit my ass on this couch and look at this ginormous screen that is behind you guys right now. It's huge. It's like 75, 80 inches. And watch my favorite movie in the world, Apocalypto, directed by Mel Gibson. When I tell you I love that movie, when I tell you I love that movie, every time I watch that movie, I feel so enriched. I feel like I am that. I feel like I love a movie that throws me into feeling like an ancient fucking spirit, a primordial anything. I love a movie that throws me into a culture that I do not know shit about, especially if it's anything associated with like the Amazon or some shit. I am a Jamaican woman. When I was younger, I used to be like in the lush trees when I was younger, running with my feet dirty. Like, that is what I love. That is what I love. And like, that movie is all that. That movie it deals with love. It deals with loyalty. It deals with revenge. It deals with gore. It deals with action. Half of that movie is niggas just sprinting, throwing arrows, throwing spears, cutting off people's heads, fucking throwing bodies, spiritual rituals happening, fucking eclipses and psychics and all. Like, literally, that movie has everything except sex. No, it has sex in there. It does. It has everything. It has pranks. It has everything. It has culture. The whole movie is like literally spoken in like Mayan. Who speaks Mayan? The whole movie is in Mayan. It has history, and inaccurate history, I will say. Inaccurate, but nonetheless history. You end up learning about like Ishel and Kukulkan and some other gods or whatever, which I would have never known about them if I never watched this fucking movie. Like, I love this movie. I love this movie to my core, and I make sure I go out of my way to avoid this movie at all costs. I haven't watched Apocalypto in like the past 5 years, just so that when I watch this movie, it will hit me like the first time, and it does. And it was like I was forgetting all the shit that happened. I even had to call my mom, and when I was checking in with my mom this morning, she was like, "What you doing, chica?" And I'm like, "Girl, I just fucking watched Apocalypto." And she's like, "What? Where is it?" I need to go back to the hotel and watch it right now. I'm like, "Yes, girl, it is here. You can stream it here. You can go here. You can sign into my account here and have you a doozy of a day, girl." The movie is so good. The movie is so good. Like, that is my favorite fucking movie. My mom understands. I am my mother's daughter. My mom understands. And then I realized I am 28 years old. That movie was made in 2006. I watched it when it dropped. A bitch was 8. What was I doing watching that movie? That movie is violent. That movie is 20 years old. It is 2026 this year. My favorite movie is 20 years old. To say anything is to know somebody for 20 years, to like get to the point where you can say that you've had a 20-year experience with anything is like, bitch, what the fuck? I still feel like a fetus. Like, in my internal, I'm like, I just got onto this earth. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I'm trying to ingest. I am a baby here. Be gentle. No, girl, you have been on this earth for more than 20 years. Woo! I don't know why my nose is so itchy. Because of my cat? Yeah. Let me wash my hands. Y'all, I think I was genuinely having an allergic reaction to my cat. I think I need to wash my cat today. He's probably a little bit too oily right now. I'm sorry, it's gross for me to be doing this, but I'm sorry. But yeah, my favorite movie is 20 years old. Like I am having a real moment with that. But when I tell you, I had to stop for me to start doing these artist dates and like really start doing them like on time and successfully for the remainder of the weeks that we are here. And, you know, even into the future when I'm not doing the artist dates, just continuing these good practices and such. I need to stop having the idea that every single thing I do has to be so grand. You get what I'm saying? When I first learned about these artist dates, I thought that for me, for it to be successful, I need to drive an hour out to some beach, rent a board and a wetsuit, and like swim out into the beach all alone and just have a moment where I'm like under the moon. And I am definitely one to do that. I am definitely a spontaneous bitch, and you will find me surfing on a random fucking Tuesday. That is fine. I will do shit like that. But like once I start putting in the like it's a task, like it starts being a thing, y'all. It starts being a thing, and then I don't allow myself to do it. I was thinking that they needed to be like grand like that. Like I needed to go to a fucking Indian temple. There's like an Indian temple an hour drive away from here. And like I thought that I needed to go do that for my artist date. And the truth is I don't. The truth is my artist date, like I said last week, could easily be me going to the fucking ginormous big ass pool that we have in this complex and swimming there for 2 hours by myself, or like jumping from the hot tub to there, or like going and getting a massage from my friend or something, or going, because she's a sports therapist, or going for a run or a hike by myself, or it could be something, it could be so small. It could be me deciding to draw stuff that I love with a ballpoint pen for an hour alone. And now that I understand that it can just be stuff that I enjoy, it could just be sorry, it could just be things I want to try. It could just be me deciding to cook a chicken a different way. I feel way more empowered. And I was able to really enjoy something. Really, really enjoy something. The perfume thing, it was cool. I love a good walk. Good 20-minute walk, like they said, can inspire you for some shit. It really is the truth. But watching that movie by myself without any need for any sort of validation, any need for somebody else's approval to be like, yeah, this is a good movie, or me be like, hey, let me show you this is a really good movie, and expecting them to love it as much as I do. And if they don't, then it's gonna be like, oh fuck, either you're weird or like maybe my taste is not as good. No, I put that movie on, I watched that movie, and I promise you, my eyes did not leave the screen for 2 hours, and that is crazy because I can't even watch a TV show without feeling guilty about having to do some work or some shit. Yeah, I was in there. I was in that movie. I felt like I was Jaguar Paul by the time I got out of that movie. Like, that movie feels like it holds my energy. That movie feels like it captured my essence. There's something raw about this movie. There's something raw and mystical and ancient about that movie. And I know for all the black people that are like, you know, fuck this white man. That nigga did what he needed to do. He did. That's a talented man that directed that movie. I love that movie, as inaccurate as it is, okay? I even made a list in the middle of the movie because it made me realize how much stuff that I love, you know? Like, and I think that that's beneficial. I think that that's part of the artist dates. It made me realize something. The list is like movies that I just love. Number 1 is Apocalypto. Number 2 is the Tomb Raider series with Angelina Jolie. I love the video games as well, but the movies is what got me into the video game. Another series I love is Pirates of the Caribbean. Then we've got like Baraka and Samsara. Those are particular movies that have no words or explanations to things. It's just almost like a documentary of just walking around the earth and experiencing the environment and different cultures with no explanation. Something about those movies are also pretty raw, and I appreciate them as well. I feel like there was a theme in all of those movies. There's like a color scheme and like cultural significance. I don't know. There's something in all of those movies. It's like there's like a type to those movies. So let's switch it up. The Spice Girls movie is a childhood favorite. And also, my very first movie I've ever owned was Jammin' in Jamaica, the Barbie movie. Crazy. Love that movie. I'm a Jamaican. Somebody got me Jammin' in Jamaica. I watched it when I was in Jamaica. I loved it. Then we also have Transformers 1 and 2, I believe. Whichever Transformers has Shia LaBeouf in it. I'm not rocking with the ones with anybody else in there. No offense to the other dude. I think he's the guy from Venom. He's great as that. Shia LaBeouf. I need me even Stevens in Transformers. When he's running in that particular scream that he has, that movie is made for Shia LaBeouf. So sorry. It's like Tobey Maguire. He's the best Spider-Man. Hands down. So sorry. So sorry. My cat's going crazy over there. I love Twilight. I love the movies. I love the books. I do not care that the people in the movie do not like the movie and do not have sense of the movie and all the stuff. I do not care what anybody thinks. I love Twilight. I love Twilight. And I love the soundtrack. I go back to the soundtrack all the time. If you want good fucking taste in music, the soundtrack for Twilight. All of them. All of them. And then lastly, another childhood favorite, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, I feel like these are good picks, y'all. I will not be arguing. And then I found another name for what could be my potential child. I don't want children, but I have these names just in case. I love the name Ixchel. I do. Ixchel. Ixchel. It's a Mayan goddess of the moon, fertility, medicine, midwifery, and water. I didn't know that is what she represented. When I watched Apocalypto, they mentioned her name, and I was just in awe with it. I took that name very quick. They only say it like once. I Googled it. She's basically Cancer. I'm a Cancer. Yeah, but in that movie, you learn about like Ixchel. You learn about Kukulkan. You learn about, I think there's one called like El Chan or Cha or something like that. There was a bunch. There was a bunch in there that I loved. Mayan and Aztec. But again, that movie is very inaccurate. But they mentioned some things that like stuck with me that I will be studying on. Yes, let's go back. We're almost done here, y'all. What did you find? What were you surprised to find yourself writing about? I was surprised to find myself writing about my ability to fawn. That was new. And it explains a lot of shit. It explains a lot of shit that happened. It explains what my actions were when I had a literal home intruder in my house. I was naked. I sleep nude. I was in my bed, turned off all the lights. Literally thought that there was somebody in my closet. I literally thought that there was a demon in my closet. Y'all, I'm a very spiritual person. If you not into this woo-woo shit, scroll, whatever, log out. Listen, like 2 years ago, I was living in a house. I felt a fucking evil ass energy in my bedroom closet. I turned to my fucking girlfriend and I'm like, yo, I literally feel something. Like I feel it. I promise you, I can low-key see a spirit in that closet. And I'm trying to avoid looking in the fucking closet. And I'm like, yo, I feel childish because it's always like a kid where they're scared of the closet or scared of under the bed. And Bewley has never been afraid of the dark. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling an energy. I'm feeling an energy, a body in my closet. I go and it's a 5-bedroom house. I go to all the rooms. I shut off all the lights. I shut everything down. I strip my clothes down. I turned to my partner. I said, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray and I want you to pray with me. I'm going to first pray and then you follow with me with the Lord's Prayer. I pray. After we do the Lord's Prayer, we go to sleep. I take my contacts out, put them on a nightstand. We go to sleep. I wake up to my partner screaming. She's like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? Who the fuck are you thinking you can come into my house? Da da da. Arm around me now. Arm still around me in the bed. She has not gotten up. Yelling. yelling. I wake up like, yo, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on? Open my eyes. Again, a bitch is naked in her bed. In my bedroom. No escape route. Big ass man standing at the foot of my fucking bed. The place to go outside of the room, my escape route, is directly behind him. I'm trapped. She's trapped. I found out that day that I am not the girl with the dragon tattoo. I found out that day that I am not her. I thought I was her. Every time we always talk about that shit, when women be like, oh, I would've, shut the fuck up. You don't know until it happens. You don't know until it happens. Especially when it comes to stuff, when it comes to like essay and all the stuff like that. You don't know what your reaction is going to be until it happens. And everyone's circumstances is so different. So different. And I found out who I was in those moments too. And I found out the second time a man tried to put his hands on me, what the fuck happens after it happens the first time. I do find out. I know for a fact now, because of what I've been through before, that if I have another home intruder, something will happen to them. I know that because I know that because of what has happened in my past. And the second time things come around, Bewley becomes a very violent person too, in order to protect herself. But the first time, I be fawning, I be freezing. And that's fucked up. I wish I was a fighter. Or a flight, or at least a flight. Damn. Like, what the fuck, am I a penguin? What the fuck? Like, flightless? What the fuck is going on? Anyways. Were there any issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. Yes. This is where I will end on. I found out that I am a person that has such trust issues. I really don't trust anybody. I never thought that I would be that person. I always prided myself on being a person that does not carry around their traumas. That is not the truth. If the closer that you get to me, the more the traumas spill out. If you are anywhere closer to me, you're probably going to hear about the last 7 years of my life. Why? Because I was with that bitch since I was fucking 19 years old and now I'm 28. That is a significant amount of time to be going through bullshit. This bitch almost took all of my 20s. I'm so sorry. This is a significant amount of time for development, okay? Now I have to spend this next chapter of my life trying to unlearn and relearn better habits, better self-worth, better just everything. So anytime that I do talk about stuff, it's like all of my experiences were with this person. Oh my God, we were like married at the hip. So I did not have like individual experiences. I'm literally like dumping on you guys right now. The reason why I'm saying this is because the issues this week that happened was I was getting triggered by not friends, not family, not relationships. I'm getting triggered by other people. I'm getting triggered by other people because I didn't realize how much I am being watched. I didn't realize that people see me as a person that is an intimidating factor. I know I said that last week. I said that I am an intimidating factor and that is okay. What I didn't recognize in that sentence was that intimidating factors also get haters. And when haters hate you, there's different types of, there are ones that will try to like sneak into your life. There are ones that will try to disrupt situations because there's ones that will try to get close to you to try to find flaws. There's ones that are, you know what I'm saying, all types of stuff. And like me, I'm not trying to do that to people. I don't really care. Not to be like a narcissist, but like I'm working on myself. So much so that I am not concerned about what the fuck problems you have or what the fuck problems she has. You know what I'm saying? If I find out that there's a bitch that got something better than me, I'm like, damn, how do I figure out how the fuck to do that? And then I'm like, I'm on that. How do I do it? Not let me take it away from her. Because I genuinely don't think I could take things away from people. Like what God blesses, I cannot curse. You know what I mean? I'm realizing that I am being watched. I'm realizing that I have so much gratitude and I cherish people so harsh and so publicly that people are like, yo, she has diamonds. How can I get one? And they'll come into my life and they'll shake shit up. They'll try to shake stuff up. And It was triggering me. It was triggering me. And what I realized is, again, that fight, flight, freeze, fawn shit. I do the fawning thing. I was trained again in the past 7 years. When somebody fucks me over, my first thing to do is go and try to rectify the situation so that I can make them feel comfortable so that I can be more comfortable, because I am not comfortable with other people being uncomfortable. And I need to get comfortable with other people being uncomfortable, especially when they went out of their way to make me uncomfortable and fuck me over. 100% this year, if anybody tries to make me uncomfortable, do something fucked up to me, I will be saying it. You did this and I do not like this, and I do not like you, and I don't want to hang out. And we can sit in the same room and you can twitch and move in your seat and fix yourself and itch yourself up, and I want to be able to have the capacity to stare you in the face and still go about my day and be okay with you being uncomfortable. I am not a person that is comfortable with that. I'm gonna let you guys in. This week, somebody literally made me so uncomfortable. I was like heartbroken over some shit. And they made me so uncomfortable. They tried to I literally witnessed them try to sow seeds of doubt into my mind. I literally watched them do it. And I was aware of what they were doing the entire time. And in the moment, I was pissed off. But I did not confront them on it. They did something to me. I discovered what they did. I told them that it hurt me. I was crying, all the things. And instead of just kicking them out my house the way the fuck that I wanted to, I almost left the house with them in it. I stayed in the house. This person ended up taking a shower in my house, wearing my clothes, leaving with an outfit, wearing my makeup. I even took them to dinner. They were made to feel so comfortable that I took them to the pool and the hot tub and everything. They were made to feel so comfortable that after the fact, I think they thought that this makes us friends. We trauma bonded or some shit. This makes us friends. They started texting me and being like, hey girl, how are ya? And literally the moment they left my house, it was like, what was that? What the fuck was that? What was that? What the fuck did you just do? Why the fuck did you give her all this shit? Why the fuck did you make them feel so what the fuck? What? Why the fuck did you do that? Why the fuck did you do that? Again, during the morning pages and talking about what I did, I ended up finding the language for it. I was fawning in order to make I was trying to make everybody comfortable so that I can feel more comfortable in my own fucking space. No more. You're asking me how I'm doing? To be for real with you, I'm just processing everything. I don't like this. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not sending any more fucking messages. I'm not planning to link. I don't want to tattoo you. I don't want to hang out. All the plans that we made for you to she said she was going to do my hair. I'm being she's probably watching this. So sorry, girl. I'm not saying your name. I'm not comfortable with you right now. Yeah, so I was triggered by that. Then I was I have a support system. My mom and my sister is a support system. And when I go through situations or I discover new stuff about myself, I gather with the girls. I gather with the two sisters, the Holy Trinity, my mother, my sister, and I. And I let them know what's going on, and I hear their takes. They're very logical, militant type of people. Yes. And this time, I didn't want them to calm my spirit. I wanted to figure out if I could do it on my own. So I literally texted them and I was like, hey, you guys, I'm going to ghost you guys for a week. Because I need to figure out something. This thing is going to trigger me some more, and I need to figure out how to deal with it on my own. They were supportive of it. I ended up learning how to communicate. I ended up learning how to sit with my emotions. I ended up learning habits that I do when I sit with my emotions, how it affects other people, how it affects myself, physically, mentally, spiritually. I learned that I self-sabotage and why I do so. And I learned how much just being honest and not saying what you think is the most appropriate thing to say or the thing that I'm supposed to say, and just saying what I want to say can get me the life that I want to live more than just, I always think that saying what I'm supposed to say and being who I'm supposed to be is going to get me the life that I want to live, where I could just live the life that I want to live if I just tell people what I like and don't like, so that they just don't do it. If they really like me, but I never feel like anyone has the capacity to actually do that shit. I don't trust anybody to actually care for me enough to like not do what I don't like. They're like, you're always gonna fuck up. People are desperately wicked. That's what I've always been taught. That means eventually they're gonna do some shit. Like, they're gonna do some shit. What I want, my ideal relationships is this. This is what I want. Whatever the fuck capacity you have, that's what I want from the beginning. And what I mean by that is, I don't want a person, say I'm in a relationship or friendship, actually anything. I don't want to go and have a relationship with somebody who puts their best foot forward in the beginning. I know that sounds like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? What are you talking about? I don't want that. Why? Because it is not something that you can upkeep. And I'm going to think something is wrong once you switch up and you don't have the capacity for that anymore. If you give me flowers every Friday from the minute that you met me, you thought I was a beautiful flower. You said, I think she's a beautiful flower. I'm going to give her a flower every week to let her know that I think she's a beautiful flower. Do not do that if you do not want me to expect a beautiful flower for the rest of my life. And I'm also a person that is okay with people changing. I am one of those people. But I'm talking about the fundamentals of somebody. If you are a person that is slow to anger in the beginning of the relationship, and then you are quick to anger once you've gotten me as a girlfriend or as a best friend, or like we're at the point now where you know my mom and you're coming to Thanksgivings and shit. If you are like that and then you switch up once you get the comfortability and you know that I love you regardless of the things, please, y'all, please. I would rather have a friend I speak to twice a year consistently. Like, I would rather know that I have a friend that we have lives and we are bad on the phone. We don't really call that well. We don't really text. We are not consistent bitches. If you are okay with telling me I am not a consistent bitch, but I fuck with you, I will accept. You will get what you want. I will match you at your capacity. I can match anybody at their capacity. Like, genuinely can match anybody at their capacity. If you start off with like the love bombing, I can love bomb you till I fucking die. I have that capacity. Like, but if you can't upkeep that shit, I'm going to think something's wrong with me. When the problem is, it's just, you just couldn't upkeep that shit. And so I don't want to go through that and feel like something happened, or Bewley changed, or maybe she's not attractive enough, or maybe she's not cool enough, or maybe she's not up to par, or maybe she's not blah blah blah, or maybe they don't like me anymore, or maybe all this. I don't want to think that. I don't want to think that. And because I don't trust anybody, I feel like everyone's going to do that one day. I feel like no one has the capacity to love me correctly consistently, whether it be friends, family, relationship. I do not believe that God will give me somebody in a realistic form that has the capacity to love me correctly consistently. And that is so sad, because I genuinely have somebody like that right now. And he has to work through, he has to deal with the sins of my past. When my ex used to fuck me over, the consequence should be me leaving, placing a boundary, or me, whatever the fuck. There should be a consequence. Instead, I fawned to try to make them feel like I was worthy enough to be treated correctly. And instead of giving them the consequence that they deserved, and now there's somebody who didn't fuck me over who is getting those consequences, like me withdrawing, me stepping away, me, you know what I'm saying? When he didn't do anything, you get, like, I self-sabotage because I'm waiting for them to fuck up. And he just does not fuck up. it is the rarest thing. I'm not gonna say like he's the perfect person, but he is damn sure consistent. He is damn sure consistent. And I used to tell him that all the time. Anytime he was nice to me, I'm like, how long can you keep this up? Like, not even trying to be like a damaged bitch, which was what he processed me as. And he was straight up like, what girl doesn't do you? And I was just like, damn, let me give you a chance to actually show who you are for real. Because I'm like calling you every nigga, even though I haven't even been with niggas. Like, I was just hurt. I was just a hurt. And yeah, so I will do stuff because I will do stuff to where it's like, yeah, I'd rather you do the fucked up shit that you're bound to do now than do the fucked up shit later when I think that you're not going to do it. I'd rather have everything laid out on the table from the very beginning so that I know who I'm dealing with than figure it out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later. No. When it comes to friends, family, or anything. Why? Because I'm going to think I'm doing something that changed the game. When the truth is, the thing that you showed me in the beginning wasn't even for real you. Who are you? Stop trying to reflect me. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Seriously. That is a triggering thing, and it's hard for me to get close to people because I am constantly expecting them to fuck me over, or constantly expecting them to not be able to understand me to where they ruin the relationship just off of the fact that they can't even comprehend the type of person that I am. Some people are just married to like disagreements and stuff, and I'm the type of person where, like, especially here where I live, you make a friend with a woman, you make a friend with a dude, and you get into one little spat, and the entire friendship for like 7 years is over. The entire friendship is over, and they're like, fuck that bitch. She's a weirdo bitch. I beat that bitch up. Da 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 da. Like, it's weird. It's weird. And I'm the type to where if you're my friend, I think of you as my sibling, like as my family. If we get into a spat, which I damn near never do, but if we get into a fucking spat, I'm going to expect us to be able to have a conversation about it, clear it up, agree to disagree or something, and just like move on. That is not the culture. That is not their ministry. And so I'm kind of always expecting people to like abandon me. So like if I get into a fight with anybody, if I get into a fight with my family, I think I'm never going to speak to them again. If I get into a fight with my relationship, I think that we're going to break up. If I get into a fight with my friends, I think that that's the thing that's going to end them. And I'm never in that space. Like, I'm never in that space to, like, end things. And, like, people be shocking me when they don't. But I'm stuck in a space mentally where I don't trust people. I consider this discovery of me being a fawning person, a person of distrust, very significant to my recovery. And that is all for week 2 of recovering a sense of identity. I definitely am figuring out who the fuck I am, okay? And the things that I identify with and the things that are limiting me as well as empowering me, for sure. Week 3 is recovering a sense of power. This week may find you dealing with unaccustomed bursts of energy and sharp peaks of anger, joy, and grief. You are coming into your power as the illusory hold of your previously accepted limits is shaken. You will be asked to consciously experiment with spiritual open-mindedness. Let me tell you something. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Spiritual open-mindedness is where the fuck I'm at. Anything that is going to get me closer to the Creator and therefore be a vessel for the creation, I need to do that. Whatever it takes for me to get a connection with God that is secure, unshaken, unbroken, so that I can be the vessel to be able to show up for these creations and this meaningful work with consistency and competence, we need to do that, okay? Whatever it shows up as. I'm ready for all the smoke right now. I have been so like amped up just in this space. And it's not like the book is leading me, but it's like as I'm reading the book, the lessons of the book are showing up in my life and like displaying things. And then when I come and I do the check-in after, I'm like, oh shit, the book is working. I am not concerned about what spirituality looks like, what religion looks like. I love religion and spirituality. I think that both things are fantastic and can be beneficial to anybody. Personally, that is my personal opinion. I know there are people who hate religion. I know there are people who hate quote unquote new age, which is actually ancient new age spirituality and what have you. Me, I'm taking a page out of every fucking book I can find, whether it be an Abrahamic religion, whether it be some ancient texts, whether it be some new age shit, whether it be some fucking writer, old white woman, fucking Julian Cameron giving me some biblical shit. Whatever it does to let me get through this is what I need to do, all right? That's where I'm at. And I'm learning about myself so much. And it's like, fuck, there's always some shit to learn. But I'm ready and I'm here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a part of the book club, make sure that you are reading this book. If you don't have access to The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, just DM me and I will send you the PDF for free. This is a blessing of a book. I've already been through it before. This is my second rendition. If you want to see the first rendition from a couple years ago, you can go a couple videos back. Like it's the first couple of videos, the first 12 videos on this channel is The Artist's Way. Go ahead. I'm very emotional in that situation. I'm in a completely different space now, but that was a very vulnerable place. We're older, we're more mature, we're in a safer place, and we're creating a lot more. So this is going to be super interesting. If you have seen any of these concepts or have any stories in your life where any of these concepts that I have touched on resonates with you, please comment below and let me know that I'm not alone in this situation. Please. It's very valuable to me to hear what you guys think. And YouTube is not the only space that this will be on. I'll be posting this, or at least clips of this, on my Instagram, so you guys will also see this. And y'all, I just did a fantastic interview. It is Villain Origin Stories. I was blessed to be the pilot episode, you guys. I ushered in this show with greatness and vulnerability. And if you want to know some of the stuff that I was dealing with, you know, before getting into The Artist Way, definitely click that video. I'm gonna see if I can link it somewhere around here. We're gonna read week 3 today. We're gonna see if we can get all the tasks done. We're gonna see if we can do a great artist date. I'm gonna let the artist date flow to me. I'm not gonna try to force it to be some grand thing, and hopefully it'll become grand on its own. Let's see what we make this week. I'm excited. I'm happy to check in with you guys. I'm blessed to have this time of solitude, and I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week. I love you guys. Bye.